So I've had several people reach out to me wanting to know what my take is on the whole Moms for Liberty scandal that's going on right now. For those of you that don't know, Christian Ziegler is the Florida Republican chairman. His wife, Bridget, is the co-founder of Moms for Liberty, and they have admitted to having a threesome with another woman in their relationship. But right now, Christian is being accused of abusing that woman in the relationship, and a lot of people have asked me my thoughts on it. Now, right out of the gate, before I go any further, I want to say this. I do not condemn people for what they do in the privacy of their own bedroom. If it's done between consenting adults and no one gets hurt, I don't care what people do. I'm going to be very brutally honest with you folks here. I don't talk very much about my personal life on here. I stay away from those things. But I'm just going to be honest with you for a minute. If I were to suddenly come out and get on this big super religious kick and start demonizing people for what they did in their bedroom, I know for a fact there would be people out there who would call bullshit on me. Because I have been a lead singer in a band for over 25 years, and I have lived a pretty promiscuous lifestyle. I'm not gonna shy away from that or try to act like that I'm holier than thou. I'm not. If I were to come out and start demonizing people for what they did behind closed doors and getting on some kind of big moral high horse, there would be a lot of people that would say, hey, wait a minute, what about that one time? So I'm not here to condemn people for how they live their lifestyle behind closed doors with consenting adults. What I am here to condemn is the hypocrisy of this. Moms for Liberty is a far-right group that wants to control every aspect of our lives. They want to control what our children reads, what our children are taught at school. They want to control everything, and they want to demonize anyone who disagrees with them and any lifestyle that they deem inappropriate. And they want to thump their Bibles and act like that they're holier than thou. And that's the problem that I have with this whole thing. I don't give two shits about the Zieglers having a threesome. You know, that's their business. But if they're going to get on this big high horse and try to beat other people up over what they do behind closed doors, I'm going to call bullshit on that. This isn't the only scandal, by the way, that is currently rocking Moms for Liberty. Philip Fisher Jr., who is an organizer and pastor for the movement out of Philadelphia, he has... It has came out on him that he is a registered sex offender. Back in 2012, he was convicted for sexually abusing a 14-year-old boy. And now this is the guy that I'm supposed to take pointers from in my life. I'm supposed to listen to him lecture me about morals. That's the problem that I have with this. The biggest thing here is all these people that gets on these high horses and tries to act like they're holier than thou. If you look at the Republican Party, this has been them from day one. You know, look at what's went on this year. Lauren Boebert out there telling women that the reason their marriages are falling apart is because they didn't chase Jesus enough. And then she goes out and gives hand jobs in a movie theater with children present. You know, Marjorie Taylor Greene is always talking about, you know, morals and values. And she cheated on her husband with a tantric sex guru. I have no problem with Marjorie going to a tantric sex guru. When I heard that, I thought, that might be the coolest thing I've ever heard about her. But she cheats on her husband with a tantric sex guru. She shows off pictures of Hunter Biden's dick to Congress and then tries to sit and tell us that she's got the moral high ground on the rest of us. You got Mark Wayne Mullen talking about how that Matt Gaetz went around showing off pictures of young girls that he had been with and bragging about it. You've got Donald Trump found liable for sexual abuse. And this isn't all this, those are just the most current things. But if you go back years and years before this, go back to when Bill Clinton and the whole Bill Clinton Monica Lewinsky scandal was going on. Larry Flynt, who was the publisher of Hustler magazine, put out like $1 million reward. He's like, I'll put out $1 million for anybody out there who can come out with real proof that someone else cheated on their spouse. And when that happened, 3 people resigned before the money was ever even put on the table because they realized, oh shit, wait a minute. If someone is going to be offered $1 million to come out with the truth, yeah, there's skeletons in my closet, and they resigned before anyone even came out and said that it happened. You know, you go back further than that. You've got people like Jimmy Swaggart, the evangelist that was caught with a prostitute. You've got Jim Baker. This has been their bag for years. This has been going on forever. And that's why so many of us has a problem with it. We don't give a shit. that they live that kind of life. We don't care. People say, well, what about Bill Clinton? Well, I don't really remember Bill Clinton ever saying that he should be on a Wheaties box. It's like I wouldn't care if these people did all of these things in the privacy of their own home and didn't hurt anyone and did it with consenting adults. I don't give a shit. It's the getting on the religious high ground, thumping their Bible and telling us that they're better than us. That's the problem I have with it. And anyone should. Again, going back to what I said at the start of this video, if I came out and got on that same kind of high horse, there would be people trying to knock me off of it, and rightfully so. So when people says, you got a problem with Christians, you're attacking Christians. No, I'm not. I'm pointing out hypocrisy. And if you truly believe in Jesus, you believe he's the Son of God, you believe that he holds the power as to where you're going to spend your eternity, you're either going to get eternal bliss or eternal damnation, then shouldn't you want people to better represent that guy if that's what you believe? If you believe he holds that kind of power and that kind of reverence, then shouldn't you treat him that way? Shouldn't you want the people who represents him to be held to a higher standard? I'm not over here claiming to be a believer. I'm not claiming to get on no high horse. I'm saying that, people could say things about me. If I up and get on a high horse, somebody would be like, yeah, well, what about that time at the Tazewell Motor Lodge, buddy? So, I'm not here to say I'm better than anybody. I'm here to call out the people that do. That's the problem. And it should be a problem for anybody. And I'm not even going to go down into the rabbit hole of talking about all the Catholic priests that have been ousted, all the Southern Baptist youth ministers and pastors that have been ousted by their own organizations. Whatever they accuse other people of doing is exactly what they're doing. And they have got people so bent out of shape looking at drag shows thinking that's a threat. Looking at the gay and trans community and thinking that's a threat. And thinking that the only people on Epstein Island was just all Democrats. A Republican was never there. Well, how am I supposed to believe that Republicans never took part in that when I just sat and pointed out the facts of all the ones that have been caught on camera doing and saying this shit? I'm supposed to believe a man who bragged about grabbing women by the pussy and stood there and danced alongside Epstein. I'm supposed to believe that he just never done nothing. He was just there trying to bring him down. He was just there trying to expose his corruption. Listen, I mean, there's so many sayings I could go back to. There's so many cliches I could pull out. Don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining came to mind. But, cheer for whoever you want to. Believe in whoever you want to. But for crying out loud, if you really think these Republicans are some kind of moral saviors and they're who you need to be patterning yourself after, you're full of shit as they are.